We're on set with Bradlino Weaver. And Brad, what is your role in this episode?
I'm actually the writer of all the Silicon Assassin episodes. This is being done as a bequest left by my friend Chuck Hamill, who was a libertarian science fiction activist, and he and I used to talk about webisodes he'd like to see based on the premise of these Silicon Assassin shows. And since I'd written 17 books, 80 short stories, and I'm a long-time science fiction writer as well as working around the periphery of Hollywood, Chuck wanted to know if I could write these episodes and put together a group to produce them.
Tell us, what is a Silicon Assassin? What is that?
It's a science fiction concept. The Silicon Assassins aren't humans. We describe it in great detail in the pilot, or the first episode directed by Richard Hatch, Problem Child. But basically, they are cybernetic electronic creatures. They travel through computer screens, and they basically, it goes back to when the computer revolution was first beginning. It was all Silicon Valley. Now it's kind of out of date now, talking about silicon and computers. And sometimes Richard Hatch will say silicone assassin. And I think he's probably looking at all the girls when he does that.
It's funny. And tell us more about, what do you think as far as the treatment of good and versus evil? How has that been handled in this?
We're doing episodes that are both humorous and serious, but the theme is always the same. Basically, it's the government versus freedom. We have dictatorial government of the near future. America's collapsed and been reformed around dictatorial lines. And you have people, basically, the bad guys are government dictators, and the good guys are trying to use this high technology defense. The government has most of the technology, but not all of the technology. The good guys have access to the Silicon Assassins.
In this episode that we're filming today, who is the hero and who is the villain?
Well, the thing is, Ed Plum is doing this one today, so I'm calling this episode Ed Plum's Dance Video and Lingerie Show.
Why?
Because it's Ed Plum is doing what Ed Plum does best. I believe each director I hire on these things should basically do what he's really, really good at.
That's true. I agree with you on there. Tell us also more about, do you feel that this has been a good legacy for Chuck?
I think Chuck would be extremely happy with his legacies. I think Silicon Assassin, because it stars Richard Hatch with his wonderful science fiction background. And Richard and I, by the way, had worked on Battlestar Galactica novels. I was co-writer with him of his 3 last Battlestar Galactica novels, and I'm also helping co-write a TV series and novel of his own called Magellan. And Chuck was a big fan of Richard Hatch. So the idea that Richard Hatch is doing this makes it all the more wonderful. In fact, because of Richard Hatch, I think it will have a legacy.
And has it been great working with Richard again?
Yes, actually everybody's been great because I enjoy everybody involved with these things. I like working with Richard as a writer, not just in terms of media. And I've been working with Ed Plum a long time. His movie, The Boneyard Collection, The Longest Story, Her Morbid Desires, that's one of my short stories that he adapted. And he gave me little cameo parts based on my natural character. He may be the high priest of Satan in his backyard, and I raised Brad Dourif right out of Ed Plum's backyard. So it's all typecasting with that.
This is truly behind the scenes. Thank you, Brad.
Thank you.
Hi, we're here on set with Kent Hastings. Kent, what is your role here on this project today?
Well, I'm a co-producer with Bradlino Weaver, and we have associate producers such as on this shoot, Irena Bell Films, Ed Plum's organization, and Paula Laboratus, who's one of the actresses, who is Lucky Tiger Productions. And we also have, when we work with Chris Douglas Olin Ray, for example, he has Tiki Terrors, and he's doing one. Oh, he's doing a couple. So the latest one we did was The Wall, and so that he's got that one pretty much done. There's just post-production to be done on that one.
Wow, sounds exciting. How long has this shoot been taking place?
Well, this shoot at this moment on this location is just a couple hours, but we started back in June. Then we did some reshooting in September. Now we're going back to do some pickup shots rather than ADR, some sound issues, because filming looks more natural than trying to fake the sound. That never looks good. You can always tell. So we're doing that later on today. And so that's what we've been doing.
That's awesome. Tell us a little bit about Chuck Hamill.
Well, Chuck Hamill is the left a bequest. He departed this earth December of 2006, and left money for various purposes, including this film project, which we've decided to take to do as short videos on YouTube, and then at the end of when they're all done, stitch them together into kind of a pseudo feature. So however long we have, that ends up being, that's what it'll be, and we'll then stitch it together.
We're on set with Richard Hatch. Richard, what is your involvement in this? Well, we're eating crap today, we've decided. What is your involvement in?
Eating set food. Set food is mouse food. No, it really is. It's just tons of carbs, sugar, salt, all that crap.
All the stuff that's good for you?
That's right. No, I don't normally eat this, right? Because I would never be as svelte and as, absolutely
healthy
and, me and Arnold go way back. Arnold Schwarzenegger. No, seriously, I was in his first movie. I was on Streets of San Francisco replacing Michael Douglas, and Arnold was playing his first part.
And was he healthy back then?
No.
Did he eat crap too?
Yes.
So tell us, what are you doing in this?
We all fall to the dark side on a set. Seriously, you know what it is? You get on a set and there's a lot of energy, and you just want to feed your mouth. I mean, you want that instant energy kind of kick. So you're always looking for anything sugar, M&Ms, red vines, anything you can stuff down.
Plus, there's always something going on, so you're always doing something,
Right.
So you need energy.
Right. Yes, you have beautiful eyes, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So tell us, what are you doing on this particular project?
I have no clue. Why am I here? Oh, that's right. I forgot. My good friend Brad. Okay. I would do anything for my good friend Brad, because my good friend Brad has been there for me, has supported me and believed in me and lied for me and manipulated for me, and so I owe him a lot.
We all need good friends like this.
So
I like objective interviews like this.
what I will say, all right, is that the reason I thought it might be fun to do it is that recently I've noticed there's a lot of people putting together really quirky, interesting little pieces for the internet with funny, crazy little characters that you normally would never get a chance to play. And because of the internet contract that SAG has now, the new media contract and things like this, you can do these little pieces, and I mean, sometimes you get to do stuff, honestly, that's just absolutely a hoot. And I've done so many things over 40 years in this business, and so I have numerous friends, very talented, gifted friends, who are putting together, like I said, all kinds of different kind of pieces, and then I got asked to do this Silicone Assassin, and I like to be part of things that aren't just quirky and fun, but they actually have something to say. Nice. So my friend Brad, no matter what he does or doesn't do, the one thing I can always say about Brad, okay, and Brad he's one of those guys that goes the gamut from the highest to the lowest, okay?
Has a lot to say, you mean?
He's a brilliantly talented man, but he runs the gamut from the highest to the lowest, and the things he chooses to do and participate in. But everything that he does participate in always is interesting and has something to say. So this piece is a political kind of commentary on a little bit on where the world is going and what's happening right now politically. And I think it's kind of a piece that you can't quite push it to the right or to the left or even libertarian. It's somewhere in and around through all of that. So probably everybody can relate to it. It's a little bit like the Force in Star Wars, right? You could be a Christian, you could be a Buddhist, you could be this and that, and you could relate to it. Yeah. So I think the kind of political kind of little thing that he's woven through this, the thread, can relate to everybody. So anyway, because it has something to say, I thought it might be interesting to play this kind of crazy little hologram that runs around trying to control all these other crazy little holograms who are trying to do much damage to the world and get rid of all the suppressive elements in the world. And we tend to live in a world where people want to control other people, Even good people want to control people because they're so afraid they're going to do a bad thing. And so, it's a crazy time in history. So this is a piece that kind of touches upon some of that. And yet it's got a little sci-fi element to it, a little bit of political element to it, and it's a comedy, and it's quirky, and it's off the wall, and it's cute. So what can I say?
I'm guessing you're having fun.
And back to my food. No.
We're on set here with Paula Laboratus. Paula, what is your role in this?
I play Bubble Blonde Girl, and I blow bubbles, and I shoot people with my ray gun. Where's my gun? Okay. Okay, yes, I'm borrowing Richard's gun, but it'll do.
And how does it feel to be like a bad guy? Do you love it or do you hate
Yeah, I love it. It's so fun to play bad guys, bad girls.
it? Does it come naturally?
Of course. Yeah.
How much fun have you had on the shoot today?
Oh yeah, it's been a lot of fun. It was a long day, but we had a good time.
Where are you originally from?
I was born in Portugal, and I was raised in Connecticut.
Cool. We've got a lot of people from all over. That's awesome. Yeah. And how did you start originally in your career? Did you start as a model, as an actress? How did you start?
No, I started doing acting. I did theater in college, and then I moved to New York and started pursuing it there. And then I got as far as I could in New York, and then moved out here in LA.
How long have you been here?
About 5 years. Yeah.
Do you love it?
I do. Yeah, once you move out here, it's hard to go anywhere else because the weather is really good. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sunny California, always
Yeah,
sunny.
Exactly.
So what's in the future for you? Is there something coming up anytime soon?
Not anything planned, but I am still working with Bradlino Weaver, so we're going to do more episodes on this and perhaps more stuff with him in the future, so that'll be great.
Great. Good luck. Have fun, and woohoo! Thanks.
Thanks.
We're here on set with Vicky Taylor, and Vicky, tell us, what is your role in this whole web episode?
Well, I play a character named Lady Twilight. She's the sarcastic, like dark and witty. She's the vampy of the two girls. You know, there's two main girls that are assassins in this, and so I'm like the darker, just kind of sarcastic chick. So.
And how does it feel playing the femme fatale type of role?
Well, it's kind of close to at least one of my personalities. I have many. No, I'm kidding. Brad asked me if I wanted to play Lady Twilight, and he said that she was kind of dark and sinister, sarcastic, crazy, and I was just like, oh, that's Victoria. So I was all about it.
That's awesome. Where are you from originally?
I'm from Little Rock, Arkansas, born and raised. I love Hollywood.
How long have you been in Hollywood?
Just a few days. I mean, I did live here at one time, but I definitely love Hollywood.
Did you come here specifically for this shoot?
I did come here for this shoot. We've been working on this project for several months now, and there's more to come, and I'm super excited to just be a part of it.
That's awesome. How did you come to be part of this project?
I was at a Dragon Con in Atlanta a few years ago, and I got a phone call by somebody that happened to know Richard Hatch, and they invited me down to a dinner. They were working on a project, and I thought it was a joke. So I'm like, who are these crazy people? And I went, but I went like an hour late, and then I showed up, and I felt so bad. I was like, oh my God, this is real. Because you hear stories about where people say it's all random and by chance. Oh, I just walked into this. No, I really did. Like, by accident. So I guess it was just meant to happen. It was one of those things.
That's great. That's a great story. Yeah. I'd love to have a story like that. It's awesome.
You know, I was actually there for Trauma for Lloyd Kaufman. You know, they do the horror, the low budget horror, and I love those guys, and I was there for them, so it was something completely different. And then, like I said, I get this phone call, and I'm like, okay.
Thank you.